All right, we're talking some Central Michigan baseball because this week, hard to believe, I know we had like a 30 and 40 degree day this week. We got baseball, man. It's back. What's going on?
Yeah, it's back. I joked with somebody earlier, I've told this before, but walking by someone in the hallway, they always make that comment. It's baseball weather, right? And I've done this long enough now to just answer yes, this is baseball weather, right? It means it's coming. Games are right around the corner. So we've been fortunate the last couple of years to get on the field before we played. This year's been a little different, but no, our guys are fired up to get out there and play somebody else. I love our indoor facilities, but being able to be outside between the lines, watch those guys go compete, like that's the most fun part about this. So we're looking forward to getting going here.
I think my favorite question to ask college baseball coaches, how many weather apps do you have on your phone?
Too many. And sometimes I'll delete them at the end of the year, right? You always get those messages on your phone. You got too much storage. But, you never know who you hear from. You're on the phone. You're talking about the weekend. And, hey, we use this one. We use that one. This one's required. So, yeah, we're bouncing back and forth. Whatever. The one that tells us we have the best chance to play is my favorite one. So
yeah.
I don't care which one that is.
Hey, I got to talk about the clubhouse and everything because – I think you've done a really nice job. You come in, it's organized in here. We got the ping pong table over here. The guys' lockers are looking nice. You have all the trophies in that room, and then the display when you walk in. Like this is a real cool feel when you walk into this place.
Yeah, we're trying, man. We're trying. Like when I played here, Coach Jackson had this place cooking. Like alumni walked in here and saw their name and their photo, and we take a lot of pride in being able to present that and make sure those people feel comfortable coming back to the space and the place that gave them so much, right? And when I first got here, we kind of had a clean slate to do some things a little bit differently. So we've made some upgrades. I want our guys to be excited when they come over here. I want them to come over here, and you got to have a nice space for them to do that and just gather and talk about the game and spend their time. And even if they're not in the PDC swinging or getting ready to go out to practice, they're in here around one another, competing at the ping pong table, just having fun. And that's a big part of it. We spend a lot of our time together, right, throughout the course of the year. So I just want to give them a special place that they enjoy coming to. And we're not quite done yet. We've got some ideas, that we want to put forth and get on the wall and promote and whatnot over here. And I think once we're done, it's gonna be great. But we give our guys a hard time, and there's an expectation about how your locker's supposed to look. We've got alumni coming through here, recruits. I shouldn't have to tell you multiple times throughout the week to clean your stuff up, right? So, again, it's just taking pride in the things that you have. We are very fortunate with some of our facilities, and this is the main one, and I want to make sure when guys come over here, it's in good shape, and you have comments like that about what we do over here. So that means a lot to us.
A lot of competitive juices in this clubhouse with you on the ping pong table, I'm imagining. Like, where do you stack up? Because it's in here. You can play every day. Are you pretty good against these guys? Or
you know what? I'm not sure. I don't know that I've stepped foot on that in 15 years, right? I think when I played, I probably would dabble a little bit. But, no, man, I was more concerned with being really good on the field. Yep. And, this is fun, and I love the entertainment, and this brings out competition. But any of our guys want to match and want to feel what it feels like to get their butt beat, man, they can come find me.
Well, speaking of the field, this Friday, West Georgia is where you guys are headed. It's here. The season has arrived. This is year 3 for you. How are you feeling heading into year 3 with the group that you got?
Yeah, we're pumped. I think every year you get more and more excited because you're around the guys that really care about this place. And whether it's returners or guys that commit to come in here and play and be a part of this program, those are such a big deal to us and our coaching staff, right? We want guys who embody what it means to be a Chippewa and how they want to play. And this group has done that. We've got, not only do we have really good players and do we have the depth that we need to go compete, but we've got really good people in our program right now, and guys who are starting to see each and every day what it truly means to be a member of this program. So we do a ton throughout the year to get them to understand some of those important things and then try to see it go play out on the field. We want to be competitive. We want guys to play with their heart and care about their teammates and go out there and win a ton of baseball games because they know they got a bunch of people back home or across the country that played here watching them and are pulling for them every single day. So our group is itching to get out there. We were just talking about going to try and get on the field here hopefully once or twice before we get down there and open up. I'm not not sure how likely that is, but I do know when they put the spikes on and they touch the dirt for the first time down there, the competitive juices are going to flow and they're going to go compete their tails off. And that's kind of the biggest thing that we ask of them when they go out there, man, is just give me what you got, play the way that we want to play, but go compete, right? Go compete and let's see what happens.
We always hear about chemistry and how together teams are usually leads to success. I feel like this is a really important time of the year where you go down and maybe you don't get the home games, but you guys are traveling together. You're kind of like road warriors for the first few weeks of the season before you come up to MAC play and then you guys are still out on the road. Do you feel like this is a crucial time in the season to, yes, get things going, but also for these guys to bond and grow and just get to know each other off and on the baseball field?
Oh man, there's so many things that are positive about this, right? Like when we send out our initial schedule release, and it always says in there, hey, we're going to play the first 20 on the road or 15 on the road. People are like, man, you're at such a disadvantage. And yeah, you might say that. I mean, we practice here all the time. We want to play more home games, of course. But what those first 4, 5, 6 weeks on the road nonstop does for our team is more than you can think of, right? Those guys are with each other all the time, and the bus trips, the flights, the meetings in the hotel, the preparation. I mean, our game in itself already, the game of baseball, man, we're at the field all day, right? This isn't a basketball game where it's 6 to 8. Yeah, you got your pre-work and whatnot, but you got BP, you got a 3-hour game. There's no clock on the game. You don't know when it's going to end,
Only
right?
a pitch clock. That's it.
Correct. And if you're going to play a doubleheader, man, you might be there from sun up to sundown, right? So you really got to enjoy it, one. But the opportunities that our players have and our coaches and our staff to be around one another in that setting is so invaluable. And it just, we talk about how important every single day and every opportunity is, and those bus trips are included, man. The things and the life lessons that you learn out of just being around one another is so unique, and we just want to make sure our guys value that, every single day. So the early season is good. Yes, we need to figure out what we got. Guys who so far who have earned opportunities up to this point are going to be ran out there. They're going to be given a few, and I'm not saying that if they perform well or not, are they going to be back in there or not the following weekend. It is a long year. We've got some guys who want to get in there, but this is a great chance for them, if they don't know where they fall in right now, to take advantage of some of those. They want to be in there every day, man. Do things we ask you to do. Play the game hard. I don't need you to go 4 for 4. I need you to have your at-bats the way that they're supposed to look. I need you to play great defense. I need you to be a great pinch runner. Whatever your role is right now, I need you to embrace it and be really good at it, and then figure out a way to make a bigger impact next weekend. So, yes, being around each other is by far probably the most important thing. We're going to learn a lot about these guys, on the field, off the field, but it really, as thinking back myself as a player, you just looked forward to this because it was your time to go compete. I love going to watch hoops play and football, and I just get goosebumps watching because I'm a competitor, and I can't wait for our guys to go be able to do that on the field too. So it's here, man. We're close, and I get fired up at this point every year just because every year is new, right? This is a different team than it was a year ago. This is a different team than it was in 2010 or 1977. This team has a chance to leave their own mark and do what they want to do, and that starts in just about 24 hours.
You said it. I know you're super competitive. You want to win. These guys want to win. Your assistants, everybody wants to win. And looking at the trends, it's cool because you've been a head coach right up in this area, first at Alma, then at Northwood right down the road from D3 to D2, now to D1, back at your alma mater at Central Michigan. And looking at those stops, it's been that third year, that fourth year where things start to get going for you in the win-loss column. Do you feel like you guys grew after year one and you won a few more games last year? Do you feel like that next step is coming this year as well in year 3, like the last spots?
Yeah, every year you sit back and evaluate, right? What you did well, where you want to improve. You self-scout your own guys, but you also evaluate yourself as a coach, right? What can you do better? Did you act a certain way this year that led to X, Y, and Z that you wouldn't have done in the past? So it's been a lot of reflection. Obviously, yes, you want the wins to continue to add up. And do I feel like we've made progress from year 1 to year 2 and now year 2 to year 3? 100%, right? That is the goal. We all want overnight satisfaction. But I do know that this day and age of the game and the type of player that you have and what they deal with, there is a little bit of a process there that you have to be committed to. And we got 38 guys in this clubhouse. You got to get them all pretty darn close to being right. Those guys have to want to play for one another, and they have to play a certain way. And sometimes it's hard to figure out right away. So yeah, year 3, man, this roster is. There's a handful of guys that are here from the previous coaching staff, which is great because they're the right type of guys who wanted to stay and be Chippewas and be a part of this. And those guys have changed their game, blended their game, whatever it takes to be great teammates and be a part of this program. Those guys have done that, and that I can't ask for anything better than for them to be all in on that process. But being able to mesh those guys with the guys that we've brought in, it's just fun to watch. You can't, if you didn't know, you probably wouldn't be able to tell who was a part of that and who's new now, which is a testament to the players, man. They know the environment, the standard, the culture, the things that we want this thing to embody every day and how we want it to look, and they're putting it into place. Yeah, we can keep them in the lines and guide them, but they live it every day. They're with each other more than they're around us. And if they take pride in that and they believe it and they talk that way, then I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. So I do believe that that's where we're at right now. And I expect us to only continue to get better. That's year 3, like you've mentioned, has been a good year for myself and our staffs. But at the end of the day, I'm just worried about the guys who are in this clubhouse currently. Can we go out there and embody the things that we want to talk about and embody every single day on the field and really live by that and play to the best of our abilities, because that's what we've been taught, and that's what's important to us. You
pitched here. You won a MAC championship here. And now you're the head coach here. You made many more memories than what I'm going through right now, but how much pride do you take in this being your 3rd year as the head coach at your alma mater, where you became who you are now today? Yeah. Well, hopefully you're only asking me that question because we're doing a podcast here. Hopefully you can tell that every day by how our conversations and how I operate and how our guys play. And I think, hopefully in the next month or so, our fans and whatnot will get to see that. But, yeah, this was a big part of my life. It gave me experiences that I thought I'd never have. And so I am very grateful. And it's almost been, I feel like it's my calling to give that back to players in this program, right? Like where I was before at Northwood, it wasn't like I was constantly looking for the next opportunity. I wasn't. I was fully in on being there as long as they would have me. That was a great spot for me, and there was really only one place that I would have left for, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So I consider myself very grateful, but I also realize that there's different challenges that come along the way, and getting this up to the standard of Central Michigan baseball is the number one goal. That's how it was when I played here. When you talk to different alums or former coaches or whatnot, those are the things that they want to know. What are we doing to get ourselves, back to that standard? And that's, certainly the day-to-day operations all revolve around that. So I take a lot of pride in the kind of player that we have in the program, how we handle ourselves on and off the field, the style in which we play, the people that we spend time with, and who we bring in to talk to our guys and who's around us. All that stuff comes into play. I just want our guys, when they leave here, they say, man, this was the right choice. I love being a Chippewa. I love everything that they stand for in that program, and now it has given me so many things that I didn't think I was going to have, in my life too. So we talk about that often, and I hope that people realize how important this place is to me and a few other players that have played here that are integral parts of what we do every single day, in the way that we play and the way that we handle our business. So I can't speak more highly about my experience here, and I just want to make sure guys in our program are able to have a very similar type of experience during their career. I don't know how many working cameras we had back when you played, because we got to go back like 15, 16
Probably
years.
Not all that many, yeah.
So, for people that didn't get to watch you pitch, how would you describe Jake Sabol, the pitcher, in college here at CMU?
Yeah, probably just not have the mentality that I just felt like I was better than you. I think that's – I maybe didn't have the stuff to back that up, but we talk often about your mentality. I think that's number one thing. I love our guys that are 93 to 95 with a wipeout slider, and their stuff is just flat out better, but the makeup is such a huge deal at this level. Can you keep things under control? Can you pitch to contact? Do you know what your stuff is? Do you trust it? Are you on attack mode all the time? I kind of feel like that's how I pitched. I worked quick. I was always in the zone. I wasn't going to blow it by you. I wanted to throw all 9 innings. So if that meant I needed to have a few 4, 5, 6 pitch innings, I was going to find a way to do it. So I didn't want anyone to take the ball out of my hand. And were there guys in the program that were flat out better than me with their stuff and whatnot? Yeah, certainly, but I wasn't going to be outworked. I wasn't going to be outcompeted, and I just wanted to give my team a chance to win. Whether I was throwing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday out of the bullpen, I wanted to be able to come in and do my job so that at the end of the game, man, I did what I was supposed to do for my teammates to reap the rewards. And for 2 years there at the end, man, I was a starter, which was great. And kind of was able to build a routine and how I was going to attack opposing lineups. And I think our defense had a pretty good idea of, what I was going to do and how they needed to play. We were on and off the field. We played fast, man. If you were too busy looking in the stands for your girlfriend or your mom, man, you might miss something, right? So I worked quick. I wanted the ball in play. I just wanted our guys to feel like when I was out there, we had a chance to win. That was the biggest deal to me.
Fastball, changeup, slider mix?
That's correct. Yeah, man. Changeup probably my best secondary. Slider was there just to show it, but not until I was playing pro ball did the slider really become relevant. So I kind of lived on 2 pitches, used the third at a smaller usage percentage, but I threw a ton of fastballs and just let it sink and missed barrels, and it worked out really well for me.
Well, we're in a clubhouse, and we got Nick behind camera, so I asked him to grab us a couple of baseballs. So let's see here. Can you show us the grip for all 3 pitches you got? I always love doing this and seeing how you guys build what you're doing on the mound. Yeah,
so I probably threw 95% of the time I threw 2-seam fastballs. So I would just go between the seams here. I had a ton of run doing it that way, and believe it or not, my velocity was better throwing a 2-seam than it was a 4-seam, which doesn't make any sense because most people it's the opposite, just because of the space that you have here in between. But for me, I just felt more comfortable doing that. Plus, I got a lot of run. I could throw it 0-0, I could throw it 1-0, I could throw it 0-1, and get you to hit the ball on the ground, and we'd have an out really quick. So change up, I kind of buried, more of a circle style. Put my middle finger right down the middle of the ball, a little deeper in my hand, and I felt comfortable enough where I could throw this in any count. I throw it 0-0, I throw it 0-2, I throw it 2-0, I throw it slower than I did the time before. I don't know what it is or how I developed that, but it was a huge weapon for me. I mean, you don't see many people right now that just live on 2 pitches, and if they're going to do that, it's usually breaking ball. If you can spin a breaking ball, you're going to have a lot of success, and my slider was more just here on the horseshoe. I tried to throw it as hard as I could. Sometimes it was really good. Most of the time it was very average. So I tried to stay away from it. But I had some great coaches here that worked with me, that showed me different grips. I can't tell you how many breaking ball grips I went through to try to figure it out. And, sometimes guys just are able to do it a little bit better than somebody else. And that's the great part about coaching. I was talking to a player yesterday about that, right? That's the fun part about it. I can't coach you the same way I coach somebody else. I can't lead you the way I lead somebody else. I got to figure out what makes you really good. And that's the cool part about grips as well. This might work for somebody and the other guy might not have any handle on it, right? So I think that's what we play around with a lot as coaches and get gratification towards. If one guy can pick up something that you're telling them that day and it impacts them and allows them to become better, you'll feel really good about that. And you're able to hopefully put another process into play tomorrow for somebody else. So I'm starting to see our players do that now, in just the way that they go about their business, the way that our starters walk around, the way that our older guys lead our younger guys. Doesn't always have to be by what they do on the field. People always have eyes on them, the way they talk, the way they support the younger players in the program. That stuff is more important than what you do out there. You hit 320, 350, that's great. You're going to help the team in that area. But if I can just have our young guys get eyes on what our older guys do around here, if they're doing it right, I think that speeds up the development process for some of those younger players. I was fortunate here to play with Josh Colemanter for a year, and I knew who Josh Colemanter was. He was the number one for 2.5 years, future big leaguer. If I wanted to be in the rotation, man, I was just going to watch how that guy worked, or watched how he walked out to practice, or watched how he did certain drill work. There's no better way to learn than to watch people who do it really well at a high level. So try to make sure our guys realize the importance of that. And there's always eyes on them. Same with taking IO. You never know who's watching. If you're going to take IO at a less level than you would if there was a stadium filled with scouts, then we're just not doing it right. So we all want to play at the next level. All it takes is one person to really like you. And so I try to share that message with our players. So when they're in here, hey, you want to be in the weekend rotation, man, watch how Hayden Bailey and Jared Hansen and Caden Smith, and watch how those guys go about their catch play every single day. You want to be in the lineup, watch your Brady Kruzuk's, watch your Smitty when he's playing short. Watch those guys who are anchors for us, your Cole Prouts, man. That'll give you an easier path to cracking the lineup and making an impact.
How fun was it last year when you talk about the big league guys, seeing your former teammate Dietrich Enns come back to the Tigers? I know he's with the Orioles now, and see Zach McKinstry, who came back and talked with the team, have the big year with the Tigers, and then why am I forgetting third one here?
Marcy.
Jacob Marcy with the Marlins. I mean, all those guys at the same time.
Yeah.
Chippewas right here. They were here in college, and now they're succeeding at the highest level.
Yeah, it's just super fun, obviously, to follow those guys and build relationships with them. And I know we talked about this before, but it just gives our guys a sense of, you're not that far away. They all had different journeys, and Marcy's different because he was that prospect, a higher pick, Arizona Fall League MVP, in the big leagues, man, burst onto the scene. McKinstry later around, had to work a little bit, got traded a few times, and now he's an all-star. And then ends making his way up, spending multiple years overseas, and then coming back. Like those are all three drastically different journeys that they all had to play in the big leagues, and it's just very cool to make sure our guys can see that and take note of it. And we had our leadoff dinner on Friday, and I kind of asked Coach Kylitz, Coach Jackson, man, how many other MAC programs have 3 current big leaguers? Probably not all that many, and so it just gives our guys a sense of if you're all in where you're at right now, and where the grass is the greenest and you do the right things, man, you can join those guys and get an opportunity. So just super pumped and thrilled for them. I appreciate all of them wanting to be involved and give great effort back to our program, even though their focus right now is to be the best big leaguer they can possibly be. But we're only going to get better here, and we need their help along the way, and it's just fun to watch them do their thing.
Speaking of help, I'm going to need your help. I think we're going to go and do some BP, maybe some, what'd you call it, IO, infield, outfield, is that right?
We call that infield, outfield, yeah.
My uncle, Coach Jackson, I don't know if he's going to be proud of what we're about to put on camera, because I stopped playing baseball in like 8th grade, but you're going to have to guide me through some drills here, I think.
Yeah, we can. I think the cool thing about being on camera is that you can delete the footage if we need to.
No deleting. Absolutely no deleting. It's all out there. Yeah, let's go see if we can hit some baseballs and maybe field some. That sound good?
Cool. Let's go do it.
All right, so we've made it into the PDC. We're going to do some BP. Tell me kind of the rotate. What am I doing? Do I need to stretch? What are we doing here?
I'd say if you were like a real athlete, we'd probably run you through a little stretch routine. But
real athlete?
We're probably, we're probably going to just go off the tee here for a little bit. Let's take a few, and then we're going to fire up the machine. I think we just got to set up on a BP fastball here for you. I want you to feel good about yourself. We can change it if you want to challenge, but I think we start there and then figure out where we're at.
Okay, let's do it. Helmet go on now, right?
Yep. You know want to put that on?
Shout out Bryson Webb's helmet. I'm hoping this is good luck here. I don't know whose bat this is.
No. To be honest, the first 3 swings, I'm pretty impressed. You ever watch...
Back. And boom.
Yeah. Well, you tell me. We'll go maybe 1 or 2 more, then we can fire it up, and we'll test you.
Let's end on that one. That was good. That one got in the air. If I had to guess, would I swing and miss at the first one?
Yeah.
My answer would be yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
There we go.
Oh, you get that sting on your hands. Forgot what that felt like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a home run to dead center, 400 feet at Tennyson. You see that?
Yep.
Oh, that one really stung on the hand, I tell you what. Oh, foul ball. All right, let's see if I can get a line drive here. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can get a bunt down.
Yep, love it. I love the short game. That's part of being a Chippewa, man. You got to be able to do that.
You guys have a bunt medallion that's over there in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Take pride in that, the small game.
We do. All of our guys got to have that tool, man. They got to be able to bunt. They got to be able to bunt to get on base. They got to be able to sacrifice themselves, for their teammates. But really, it's just about finding ways to make an impact. So, short game, bunting wise, running the bases at a high level, things that we talk about every day. It's important. All right, and the pitch.
Whoa! That's an out. He doesn't even need to
get
talk.
that on
That was
camera?
outstanding. That's pretty good.
Right again. The delivery. Okay, I think we probably end on that one. All right, that ball's off the scoreboard here at Sunny T.
Woo! Home run. Let's go. All right, here we go. On to snowy. I guess the sun isn't out today, but you know what? I figured all you guys are tough. You play in this chilly weather, so I'm like, let's just go t-shirt. Let's get after it.
Yeah, I like it.
You decided not to do that.
No, I didn't suggest that. You took that upon yourself to do that. So.
I love it. All right, so you gonna hit me some ground balls?
Yeah, we're gonna do some ground ball work. I need to make sure we have baseballs, or else we can do dry work if that's gonna make you feel better about yourself. But let me get some baseballs here. We'll probably stick you out at short. Okay, I'll just do some reps over there, and then we'll move you around and let you have some fun. All right, Adam, you ready?
Just being on the different color. Yeah, here we go.
All right, I'll start easy here at you. All right, build your confidence.
Easy at me. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Look at that throw.
It's nice not to have the dirt.
Good throw.
The dirt hops are pretty standard. Woo!
Yep.
That one might have got through the wickets.
Not the guy.
Two for two.
I'd
2 for
sign,
2.
but moves okay. Looks like he practices hard. Yep. Good. Most important part of the infielder. Field the baseball.
That's
Play
it.
catch. Lax range. See, if I was recruiting right
Hold
now,
on.
I'd write that. I'd write lax range. You get me all dressed up for a podcast, and yes, you come out here and hit your fungos.
Oh!
Yep.
Okay, 0 for 1.
You know what we say to our guys on that? Don't be
Error.
afraid. Don't be afraid to use your glove and catch it.
It's good advice. Oh man. Woo! Hey, we got one.
All right, what are you thinking now here?
What's that?
What are you thinking now? What do you want? You want one in the air? You want a backhand?
Yeah, let's do a backhand. Let's get me moving a little bit.
All right, I'll turn you up a little bit here.
Okay.
Come on.
It's a base hit, you know? Woo!
Oh. You remember when we talked about stretching? Probably should have started this with a stretch.
All right, let's try pop up over my head, shallow outfield.
Okay?
Let's test your
That's
batting
funny.
skills here.
He thinks I'm some fungo guru. I can just put it wherever I want. And I can.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey! All right.
That was good. Good first step. I would say your communication skills, you gotta let everybody else know that's your ball.
I mean, it better be my ball. There's nobody else out here.
So I'm gonna stand here and you're gonna pick either second or short.
Okay.
And I want you to attack second like you're getting ready to receive a throw from the catcher.
Okay, I got second.
Nice.
Okay, maybe a little bit behind the
Pretty
bag.
darn good. That's all right. All right, now this one's gonna be a throw that's offline, but we gotta make a play to keep it on the infield. All right?
Okay, here we go.
Yep, that'll work. That'll
And the
work.
tag. Had the tag there too.
Hey, if you can pick it or keep it in front and put the tag down, hey, perfect. But most of the time, our guys, the number one rule is that ball cannot get past me, so I'm selling out. Ball to the chest, to the face, you name it. Hey, I'm doing it for the team.
Your review on BP, shortstop, covering second. How'd we do today? What can I do to get better and be a hopeful recruit that's watching this to come play for you?
Yeah, well, I think you exceeded expectations is number one.
Take that.
Okay, which is really good. Number two, and I kind of shared as I was down there, if I was recruiting you, you probably already have a line through your name right now. So, but you can always coach and teach effort. So you come out here and practice with us every day. You start to get
rah-rah guy.
You are, and you need those guys in the dugout every now and then. Not on the field, really, but you need them in the dugout to help your teammates. So we got a uniform waiting for you. Okay, you can be one of those, special guests that could be around the team because, we feel bad for you, but you bring something to us.
When you guys hit the home run, somebody has to bring the football helmet out to that guy. That could be me.
It could be you. I've seen you do that before. You got a great skill set when it comes to that, man.
Okay, so down to West Georgia, you guys are playing this weekend. What's the message, or what are you hoping to see from your guys the first time out there in the warm weather and just competing with another team?
Yeah, I think for us, it's just about getting down there and playing and competing, right? There's a handful of guys that we want to get into the mix and figure out where those guys fit, both on the mound and positionally. But we want to come out of there. Want to come out of there healthy early in the year, come out of there having played really good baseball. I think if those two things happen, we'll probably feel really good about heading into week 2. Do we want to go down there and grab some W's? Yes, of course, it's always the goal. But we got to make sure those first two things are the priority. So it's a long season. We got some things to figure out, and now we only got three non-conference weekends before we really get going with MAC play. So hopefully we get some good weather down there. We get a chance to get some guys in and figure out where they fit right now, what kind of impact they're going to have for us, and often the last thing we really are going to talk about is how great of teammates can we be. There's going to be moments throughout the course of the weekend where things are going really well for yourself, and how do you handle that, right? Or maybe you're not in the lineup right away, and how do you respond to that as well? Are you ready for your opportunity? Are you pulling for the guy next to you? Things that we kind of live and die on every single day in this program, and we want to see how we can do that over the course of the weekend, heading into the rest of our non-conference schedule.
Do you still get the jitters or just the excitement, butterflies, whatever you want to call it, that you got as a player for that first game as a coach to kick the season off?
Yeah, 100%, right? Like I know I'm not lacing them up and going out there and touching the dirt, but I have a lot of other responsibilities that are really important to me, and I got to make sure our guys are as prepared as possible for going out there and competing against another opponent. So big reason why I coach is to make an impact in young men's lives, but also I'm still a competitor too, right? I got 2 kids at home, and when we play hoops in the basement, man, you ain't gonna win today. I might let you win once or twice, but I'm gonna knock you down doing it. I want to build some of those characteristics when we're playing. But yeah, I want our guys to have a good experience. Winning and losing is a big part of that. But I got to get them prepared, and there's a lot of things on the coaching style that we do, the coaching side of things that are just different than you would feel if you were a player. So I know how the guys feel right now, being cooped up inside and as hitters not seeing the ball, having to hit in the cages every day, and pitchers throwing off a portable mound. I can only anticipate those guys and their excitement level for getting outside. It's the same with us. It's probably just a little bit different in some areas, but when we have a 2:30 a.m. wake up call tomorrow, I don't really care, right? We're getting a chance to go play with the people that we love and the guys that grind every single day for us, and that's what I'm most excited about.
I love it when you travel as a team, just going around with football or basketball. You go to the airports, and you guys all have the same travel gear on. I think the gold jumpsuits you guys got or whatever this year, but you get the fire-up chips in the airport, and that's cool to see that, yes, you guys are ultimately playing for this team and for the alums, but there's people out there that recognize you and send encouraging words even when you're just traveling down to your next game.
Yeah, well, it's a national brand, right? I think the Flying C, the Fire Up Chips, that's a national thing, and there's no shortage of those when we're on the road traveling, whether we're here in Michigan in the airport or somewhere else, and we take a lot of pride in that. We have a lot of alumni, not only that live in the state of Michigan, that are all over, and I usually share with our guys before we get ready to play that I'm going to get a handful of texts or calls or emails here before Friday night, just kind of wishing us luck, supporting our guys, but that they're going to be following along, and there's not a lot of programs that's what it's like. Those guys truly, they're going to tune in. It's easier now than ever to jump on ESPN3 or whatnot and find a college baseball game, and our alums and letter winners, they truly do that. No matter where we're playing or where they're at, they make time to follow along and want to watch, and means a great deal to me. I want it to mean a lot to the players. It's not just all that matters is the guys in this room. There's thousands of alums that have played here that care about the product that we put on the field and how our guys act, and that's all going to start here in a day or two, and I think those are things that are important that we try to talk about often.
Why do you think that is, that the alums, that people care about this baseball program as much as they do?
Yeah, I've said it before. I think it's just by what it gave you. I think there at one point, if you were in this program for 5 years and stayed for 5 years, you had won a championship. And I think that's what we take a lot of pride in, that winning championships. We talk about that often. It's not everything, but it's a big part of this. But also, 4 or 5 guys that stood up in my wedding were all guys that I shared locker room space with in here. Guys that I talk to on a daily basis. Some of my best friends now are players that I played with. And it's the same concept that you hear with other people just in talking about what this program meant for them. Oh, I heard from this guy yesterday, or I followed you guys on the road. I watched you guys play. It's just, I think by what it made you as a man, what it gave you as a teammate, the hardware that you earned while you're here, all those things bring out good memories, right? And those are things that you don't want to forget. And, I think that is a big reason why people are so invested and involved. And it's not for everyone. I'm sure there were some guys in this program that just didn't go that way. But I can tell you, majority of them it did. Whether they played a lot or not, being together off the field with your teammates, what you learned as a person, how to be a better husband or a better brother, or, whatever that was, man, you learned from the things that you did inside this program. So yes, winning on the field emphasizes a lot of that stuff, and we certainly want to do a lot of that. But there were so many other things that I gained out of being a player here that I know I share with other former alums. That is a big reason why they continue to follow and support us.
Well, we hear you, the way that you speak, the passion is certainly there. And obviously, it is, because you're an alum, you pitched here, you won here, you had success, you talked about it, you have friends for life that you made here. And it's awesome to have you back as the head coach, and looking forward to watching this 2026 edition, this group, go attack the non-conference, the MAC, and get things rolling. That means warmer weather up here. Eventually, it's going to come, and eventually Sunny T will be out there packed with fans, and we'll get a chance to check you guys out. So thanks for doing this, and best of luck kicking off down there in Georgia this weekend.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you do for our program and let me shed some light and spread the awesome stuff about our guys that are currently in our program. So we appreciate that. Fire up, Chips, man.